point blank and they were aiming at me and fucking shooting it, and every shot missed. I fucking laughed at them. I'm like, haha. I was coming back home with beer and a fucking couple of dope pipes. I was on my way to the dealer's house. They fucking unloaded on me. It was just like 20 feet from the church. I'm like, Jesus Christ, now I'm not afraid of anything. For fuck's sake. Like, I don't know. Every time people try to scare me, it just blows back in their face. It's absurd, even to my, like, viewpoint, you know, it's like, it's so easy to see how fucking stupid concept is every time. They're like, well, we're gonna do something that'll fucking kill him or scare him or whatever. Like, god damn it. Now, it's like, if death is some kind of reason why people expect me to leave a situation, I'm gonna, like, I can't even take that into account properly because it's just not even on the list of my concerns anymore. So, anyway, glad I made this video so far. Yeah, Google tells a lot of lies. There's a fat ass. I guess that Roy Johnson guy who I lived with before I left for California the second time, right? Fuck. Well, basically, I think this guy might have framed him for some shit and was the main reason everyone secretly, like, was trying to, like, keel him over. Like he's some kind of awful pedophile. But that guy himself was already like fucking like Crowley Manson, right? Manson Crowley. I don't know. Charles Crowley Manson McAllister. There you go. Kevin McAllister, he's involved. He saved us from the nuclear crisis. So he's a holy figure or something. So gosh, I remember a long time ago, I was on B and I fucking saw this post where it said, do you think Solid Snake could break into and like infiltrate a compound secured by Kevin McAllister? It's the guy from Home Alone. Right? That's Solid Snake. That's like fucking super spy extraordinaire. I'm like, I don't know. He beat like old terrorists and shit. Like he saved the world like 3 times. So he's definitely a respected authority on compound security. Like you put explosive in his man, you might as well have World War II fucking most secured fort in the whole war scenario be Kevin McAllister. Actually, he'd probably do that with like toys and shit. Fuck. Like firecrackers. Defeat the Nazi army on his own. Like, fucking, dang. This church. Yeah, I'm right by the church where people tried to shoot at me. I don't know. I haven't like really walked up this street since then. It was like a straight up like Rolls Royce Ford Lincoln. I don't know. No, Rolls Royce is a watch, I think. I'm not sure. It was like a Ford Lincoln. And they were right there in front of me. They're fucking shooting at me. Like every shot missed. I'm like right there. They were literally right where the car closest to the street would be. Or closest to the sidewalk where I was standing would be. fucking, and like it was auto. They missed every shot. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. That guy must be like, that's a story you might want to tell someone. You want to freak out. Like, how did I not get fucking, I told you, it just doesn't happen. Fuck. I could try to come up with some plausible explanation, but the best one is basically like just for no reason, I would just fucking not get shot, or otherwise I'd just be fucking alive anyway. Like, I developed cancer, and it goes into like stage fucking 19 about 2 times a day. Okay? And it goes away like it doesn't even make any sense. Like, it becomes like fucking Schrodinger's cat, exactly, just like the random voice said. It's like Schrodinger's cat, except that I've actually do this enough to know that it actually does just go away for no reason. And it's like, it's because people are trying to kill me and make me suffer. Try to like channel cancer into me. It doesn't work. It just goes away for no reason, or I'm just protected in the most just extreme and obtuse ways. Not even obtuse sometimes. Sometimes it's like fucking, damn dude, that was like, that didn't show you what for. Damn. Like, honestly it does too. And it's like, ugh. I just walk around. Ugh. I started listening to all that stoner music again. That's good stuff. I played some Children Bodom a couple weeks ago. That was cool. I missed that shit. Fucking, that was a cool band. But that was one of those bands where like people would trip out if they were hearing it, especially if people were like trying to make people trip even like 1%. Like if they didn't even know how to do that. Like you'd just be in a trip dimension. I don't know, leaving my house is always such a great thing. It's just like it's always been, basically. Like, just, I'd never even figure, you know, it's so much better being outside of my house that I can't believe it when I actually get around to it. And I'd feel so dumb, but I have like dementia, so I just forget, or whatever. Or it's like, it doesn't hit you with the same weight that it should have, right? Things are like that sometimes, and sometimes it could just be like that just for no reason. Like, you could even notice this, and still note how it's not, even that is not hitting your mind. Right, I don't know, it's fucked up. I remember I've been on a fucking buzz Electro Negro level since I was like fucking 10, I don't know, younger. I've been fucking Spirit Walker, McFucking, I don't know, Spirit Walker, McFucking Promise Dude from the fucking Nexus. I don't know. Now I'm like the only one who's even like a little bit like not unholy that I know of. Everyone fucking lies too. Fucking damned ass people. Like the dogs here are fucking retarded. pointed out was that nothing is actually going to change, really. You're going to wake up and you're going to be right, like always. Ugh. Let's say war never changes, right? War, I guess it changes because, like, we get bigger guns and shit. But war goes back to old ways sometimes. You want to see an example? They thought the battleship was obsolete, right? Actual battleship. Aircraft carriers and shit. They obsoleted the battleship, right? It was around World War II's end, Cold War stuff. You didn't need battleships anymore because a plane could just fly by. The battleship can't hit it. Drop a bomb on the fucking battleship. And the battleship can't even get in range of the aircraft carrier to blow it up. Well, now they got guns that have like 100 times the range, right? So an old gun, give like a couple miles, which is really fucking far on a battleship. So those were useful back when ships used to be a bunch of battleships shooting at each other, right? But a ship that could shoot a gun for like 1,100, 1,500 maybe miles and shit, like that's a huge difference. You could park those like fucking in the Indian Ocean and shoot at Beijing and shit. And we're lucky we invented those first, because that's going to be the sole reason anyone would even use battleships anymore. It's because of those things. Because they're already useless. If your country's relying on battleships, you're fucked if you get in a war with anybody who's like modern a little bit. Because all they did was use aircraft carriers. But now they got guns that are like long distance siege weapons where you could be 30 countries away and blow up the whole country, and we still have the best aircraft and the best aircraft, you know, and the best Marines and the best, you know, the paratroopers is great. The problem is that it's not like we're that far ahead of the other people, really. Not anymore. This virus, we're crippling ourselves, trying to stop the flu. Everything we did for the last like 20 years was a bunch of weird, sick, creepy bullshit about like sex and like deep-seated prejudice and lies and sex and more sex and commercial, you know, it's like Americans complain about that shit. Could you imagine being in another country and seeing this shit? Oh my God. They probably hate the fuck out of us because it hadn't reached them yet. Now it's all crawling at them and shit. Now it's already eating all their neighbors' brains and shit. Fuck, they're ready to string us all up from the trees. They're like, fuck America. They don't talk about it much because we just invented the big battleship cannon that's going to make battleships useful again. Because they could shoot for 1,100 miles instead of 20, right? That's a big deal. And we could make these like just rolling around. We could just put wheels on them and shit. But these things are small enough that we could just put them on a plane, stick them on a battleship, sail it out of the ocean, and blow up all our enemies. It's a big deal. This is like, nukes were a war deterrent is what they said, but that didn't work, because then we just fought over who had nukes instead, right? Now we don't need the nukes, because we could blow up cities and shit with like bombshells from like almost as far as we could shoot like a straight up ballistic missile or something. Because we could hit most targets in the world, I think, with the nuke if we wanted. And if we just stuck a plane on it, put the plane on an aircraft carrier, we could be blowing up any city in a couple hours. But we don't have to do that now. We could just blow up shit with the little ship in the ocean. and then send planes and shit too, and then come the Marines, is great. But, like I said, everyone's got a bone to pick with us now. We made the shitty cell phones with the privacy bullshit. We got the racist arguments in the fucking media and the politics. We got the fucking rap music, which definitely pissed off more people than they talk about. Especially when it's such tripe as it is now. Like, we're gonna destroy our whole culture over people you are not even viewed as respecting. That's fucked up. Especially in practice. It definitely pisses them off because they don't pretend they're not racist. They only let Chinese people in their country, or they only have the white people, you know. It's like they tell you, oh yeah, they let their borders open, it's just Muslims everywhere. But everyone there is fucking racist usually, that's what I heard. That's the impression I get. You don't really get interviews from civilians, all you get is people on the internet and shit. You're like, yeah, well, this sucks dick, I have Bitcoin and shit, so I don't have to work for people who want to fucking have my kids raped by immigrants and shit or whatever. They say stuff like that. The fucking point is, everyone's probably looking for us to fall. Any good we do for them, they don't even appreciate. Now we are just pumping out this cancer en masse, selling everyone's banks to Google basically in reverse. Just fucking sticking your bank through you and just giving it to Google. You might as well do that, right? And all your personal information with it. With these phones, because we fucked up the whole point of computers with these phones when we made it so it was just Android and Apple monopolizing them, and they limited everything you could do with them, so you can't go like in a computer. You could open up Notepad even still and just code your own fucking like clock or something, or your own fucking screenshot utility, your own thing. You can't do that with phones, and that's a big difference because it means everything you do on phones is controlled, and everything they can watch, and there's privacy. You know, it's gotten back and forth the whole point of what a computer was, and it turned it into just this whole fucking enslavement shit. And they probably hate us for that. Computers were going to take us into the future, and they thought phones would too, but once Android wouldn't let their phones be open source anymore, and people on the internet, I remember, I was like 13, they were like, this is the end of civilization and shit, because of what's going to happen. I didn't really know. I was 13, you know. This was the first time I was like, oh, this is kind of like an opinion I'm really not sure about. And fucking, well, turns out it wasn't that long and they were right. Everything's bullshit now. Google's password database gets hacked every fucking week. I gotta change all my passwords all the time. So I was like, security breach. I don't think you could get so many major security breaches that often and like not actually just be letting it happen on purpose, right? But there's so much sick shit coming out of America, I can't believe it. And people are like, well, now you're sitting there on your borders, you're like, don't let the Mexicans. That's what I saw on Facebook. It was the India guy. He's like, you came into our land, killed us, took the land. Now you're sitting here like, oh, we don't want anyone in our country and shit. And fucking, you don't trust anyone because you know you can't be trusted. And I'm like, well, fucking, everyone's got a reason to be pissed off at us. It's called all the bullshit that comes out of our media and our society and our culture, and how we ruin all the good shit to make money. Since we had like one good thing and we ruined it, like, how are they going to fuck up space travel? Well, space travel is pretty much impossible already, but if they figured out a way to do it, I can't even imagine the horrific things they'd do, right? It's almost a blessing. But that's what I told them. I'm like, fucking, well, you don't have to worry. You don't trust anyone because you're dishonest, right? You don't distrust people. Everyone is so dishonest, genuinely. I don't trust anyone because that would be fucking retarded. I couldn't maintain that for like 3 seconds because on purpose they'd break it just to be vile, sick fucking retards. It's like, yeah, we don't trust the neighbors because they have a reason to be angry. Shit. Our behavior here. And they think about our culture and everything it produces and sells. It's just fucking more reasons why there could be paratroopers over the sky and bombs falling and shit. It's just more likely to happen later because we're only going to be in a worse position later. Despite the giant cannons that could shoot for 11,000 miles. Fuck. Everything here is terrible. This place is the best proof I've ever had. Mankind is just a rotten disease. No one is alright. People try to be racist, but there's nothing that separates them from each other in the face of all the horrible shit they do. It's the equalizer. It's like Jesus Christ talked about it. God talked about it. We're all equal through the bad shit we do. You could try to be as awesome as you want, but fucking you do the same shit that everyone else does, and that's what becomes important about you. It drives the nail home just like it does for anyone else. And all that other shit that you say makes you unique, it falls to the backdrop. People should be fucking torn to pieces. Blood for blood. Just kill each other. Quit beating around the bush. It's more sick. They just fucking act this way. You might as well just be honest for 1 second in your life and just go fucking batshit and try to kill everyone in your fucking path. Because that's all you really want. You're just too fucking manipulative to ever express it, and all you're trying to do is fucking subvert each other down the paths of just decrepit depravedness. Like fucking that'll do it. Just fucking throw them in there with all the other dumbasses who robbed your house and shit. Fuck. Except it's even worse. Now we're like, well, we'll fucking fill your kids with disgusting insecurities and shit. That's new. That's new. That's a new tactic. People used to say things because they believed them, so they kept their mouth shut most of the time because they knew nothing that fucking was being talked about really mattered. Barely any of it. No one gave a shit, and they'd tell you, so they didn't talk about all this shit. Now everyone wants to BS about everything, because it's all just a weapon. What do they really want is to fucking corrupt your fucking heart and just hurt you and lie to you and fucking turn you into a creepy weirdo. So they could stone you or something when they should get fucking stoned first and foremost. It's like half the people you meet on the fucking street, half the people driving down the street, more than that in both cases. Almost every single one you notice. It's fucked up. That's a sad state. And it's not like it's anywhere going else but blood and fire. It's going anywhere else. It's not. Fucking exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Varg. Singing about Red Riding Hood. Jeez. I know, and they wanted to trip out, blame all the musicians and shit, and the celebrities and stuff. In case in point, how do they get successful? They were blessed by God. Why are they blessed by God? Because they don't do the stupid shit you do. They don't do the same evil shit. They keep their heads straight longer than you do ever. It's just something I've noticed. I don't give a shit, though. Ain't no fucking shooting stars here, right? Just brush it all away. This is bullshit. It's so sick. The sick bastards I have to deal with surrounding this place. This is like the fortress of sickness. Like, you could take solitude and stick it in the ocean, because it's just nothing's around, no one's gonna find you, there's no one there. Here, it's like putrid and depravity has just fucking blistered around this fucking place. Just for years and years. And they just piled it on there. More pus and more fucking bacteria and just sickness and depravity. Now I can't imagine how anyone would come to this city and actually find their way to this place and be fucking conscious. That's how shit works generally. It's what we've seen. If anything, the sick shit people do. God's like, no, no, no. Spare yourself and die. Jeez. That's what he would want. It would be better. Cut your own hand off if it causes you to sin. Destroy your whole fucking mind if it'll stop you from having to come to terms with shit that goes down in inner city Las Vegas. That's why it happens. I remember being on the strip when I was little. Fucking, it was just a big psychosis blackout trip. You were hardly conscious most fit. Whatever was in you was just struggling to hold on. And that's how I see most of the people when I'm walking there. It's very hard to forget. Very hard to not notice. Correlates with anything, everything, so much. Fits better, describes it better, explains it better, unlike anything else. And it's just, even more so than that, it's just dead fucking obvious. Like, half the people here are like blacked out. They're all in a psychotic fucking trip, and they probably won't remember almost any of the shit that's happened, even the kids, and they're not even doing any drugs. Not that you can't eat a bag of Cheetos and, 30 minutes after you're eating it, someone's like, bada bing, now there's drugs in it. Then you're sky fucking high. You're ready for the worst high ever, though. Those guys know nothing but misery and hate. So, it's not going to be like weed was supposed to be when you finally had the good trip in Las Vegas, right? So a half-hour long video. I'm going to make another guitar jam video anyway. I just made this because, I'm not dead. I made a guitar jam video. I think I made another video after that. But it's been months. And I like doing this. And, we're the end of the road. I don't know. What is it? Turn or something? What is it for? I don't know. See what's under the concrete there, right? I hope you brought your dynamite. Well, if you didn't bring your dynamite, what the fuck is wrong with you? How are you such a sick fuck that you want to continue? Your own happiness, you sacrifice it just to fucking make others miserable. That's all life has become. It's sad. You don't even care about making yourself or your friends or your kids happy anymore. That's not what I see from anyone. They only live just to make things worse for others. It's just sadism around here. They only live for sadism, not even for satisfaction or happiness. That's the only meaning their life has. I wish I had a brewski. I'd be singing High on Fire or something. That's one of the bands I don't listen to that much. I listen to a bunch of that stoner shit now, and I don't listen to High on Fire that much. They got a couple songs, and when they finally get noticed by me, it's like, oh shit, this is a banger, right? But, like, I think I know more Red Fang songs than that. I used to know Woe Fat pretty well, or Woo Fat, I don't even know. Fucking Dozer. Shit, I forgot all those. I used to know a bunch of Dozer songs. I forgot most of them. It's like Pelican. Like, I'm like, oh, geez, I can't believe I used to remember this whole album basically by heart. Fucking Pelican. City of Concrete or whatever. City of Echoes is them. I don't remember what it's even called. There's 50,000 indie metal bands I used to listen to that I don't remember. Shitloads of classic, bunch of weird folky shit. I don't even remember the 90s gangster rap I listened to for a little while in high school. Like, I knew kind of a little bit of rap. And then, I know I still remember Modest Mouse. I still remember most of the Opeth songs, but some of them are like, I don't think this goes the way I remember it, especially on Watershed. Ghost Reveries is like, I think this had more songs on it. Anyway, everything's a stupid Halo trip. Anything I try to do or enjoy, it's fucking psychos trying to ruin it. FBI, mind control bullshit. It's crazy. Everyone's on their side, though. They've long been taken. Vile, depraved motherfuckers. It's long gone from their care and compassion. It's more psychic shit, more brainwashing, more corruption and torture. That's all that's on anyone's mind around here. Oh, 34 and a half minutes. Wow. You like that? Blank shadow? You know, I was thinking, I made copies of all the videos that I still had on YouTube. It's like 100 videos almost. But I had deleted a few of them. And I'm real disappointed, because those were some of my best videos. Deleted at least 2 or 3 of them. But I was thinking, since usually the visual aid is just the black sky, the night, or like clouds or something, as I'm walking down the street, hollering and shit. Fucking, I would start putting little pictures with it, you know. I think it'd be really funny, especially on a few of them where I was so high, I was like literally imagining that as I made the video, and it was making me laugh. It's great. I'm going to do another guitar jam video here soon. I'll probably make some more videos. I'll make sure this is good. This is fast acting results. Everything mucho buenos. I can't fight the ever extending tide. The eternally reaching waves, the endless crashing of the bleak vastness of eternity. You scream. It's electric wizard shit. Right? I don't know, I want to make a video where I'm actually doing something, like involving other people, like in public or something. Like trash talking people, or having a conversation, or at least videotaping people, right? Like at a casino or something. I'm not allowed on Fremont though. You probably know that story if you actually sat and watched these videos. I need to smoke some weed though. I don't have any though. I haven't smoked weed in like 2 months. They like to lie about like pleasure and shit. They insisted they weren't lying about the nervous system. They are though. So they're like, hey, why don't you just say they're lying about pleasure? This is what one lady, I don't know, that's what got through that I remember in her fucking zapped ass 2 seconds where she was trying to make a point. Well, there's an ambulance driving by. The neighbors are some devil worshippers over there. Shit, it's like a contest. Trying to top each other all the time. The funny thing is they never actually slow down and get better most of the time. They're just both accelerating. They're trying to outdo each other. They set a new line, the guy's trying to cross it, and then they want to set a new one and cross that one too. That's the only reason people have lines. That's the only reason they draw the line anymore. Rules are made to be broken. Fucking tell that to your grandma bleeding on the floor as a guy rummages through her purse and kicks her in the throat. Bullshit being taught to people like that. Why wouldn't they see this coming? Shall burn. No one even loves anymore. We've got this replacement for love. Nowadays, that's what people do. It's called blasphemous castration fantasies. That's the replacement for love. Anyway, I'm gonna upload this. I gotta keep it going for 10 seconds. Then I'll talk more probably. Hold on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay!